Tetelestai has the goal of actually going from Genesis to the risen Christ, taking the key stories and not only telling them and showing them on screen, but actually we teach through them. We see what are the main Bible truths that come out of these stories.
The basis of the series was always a Bible study. And so the style of the series is more documentary. There's two teachers or presenters who are teaching through the Bible. And then there's biblical scenes that accompany those to show in a cinematic way what's being explained, what's being talked about. And it not only illustrates the points and helps people understand what's being taught, but it's also just beautiful to watch.
Matthew records that all this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us.
It's very much focused on Bible teaching, not necessarily a movie story. So the story is not carried along by the actors, the story is carried along by the teachers. And it's a way that you can actually get a little bit more in depth with some of the material, more in depth than you could in just a narrative film.
Here in Brazil, for instance, 9 out of every 10 people would say that they believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for their sins. 9 out of every 10 people in Brazil would say that. However, I doubt that 2 or 3 of those actually understands what Jesus Christ actually did on the cross and understands true saving grace. And so it's not necessary for a lack of, in all situations, preaching Christ, but maybe it's a lack for actually making his gospel known. And so the goal of Tetelestai is to be very clear in its presentation of the gospel.
Barabbas was a murderer and a lawbreaker. Yet Jesus was the perfect Son of God. Barabbas was guilty and deserved to be condemned. Yet Jesus was innocent and deserved to be released. Yet on that day, it was the guilty one who was released. The guilty one was set free and given life, because an innocent one was condemned and sentenced to death. You see, as being the prisoner set free, Barabbas unknowingly represented you and represented me, because you and I are also lawbreakers. We have broken God's holy laws. We are guilty and condemned. Yet Jesus had come in order to take our condemnation, that we might be set free. Jesus had come to die so that we might live.
Tetelestai, the eternal story of redemption. I truly believe I understood the scriptures so much better and so much more, even after going through seminary and everything, by watching this series. It can happen to you too. Check it out.